right, everyone. How everybody's doing? Facebook, Instagram. This is the World of Controversy podcast. We're on. Our listeners on Spotify and all the other platforms. We have an interesting discussion for you guys today. We got a good guest, a buddy of ours, James Horn.
Yes,
sir. AKA A&R Jay, you feel me?
A&R Jay.
A&R Jay.
A&R Jay, you want to give them a little about yourself?
Yeah, definitely. So, I'm an artist, and I'm from Uptown Philly. You know, I'm an artist and a political, and I also do like a political podcast of my own, which I just started. You know, I went to Messiah College for 2 years, and then, you know, I dropped out to pursue my passions, which is music and politics, you know, so that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Episode 5, we are here.
Yes,
Episode 5.
Yes.
Now, are you guys ready for this? Because, you know, we about to set something straight with this.
Uh-oh.
So, here we go. Also, let you guys know that this episode is going to be crazy. Wow.
Okay, well, what we're talking about then?
Oh, wow. We're about to talk about that WAP.
Okay, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And Cardi B the verse. So, I'm going to go straight forward. Is that WAP good enough to keep your man?
Oh, man.
Ladies, do y'all think the WAP is good enough to keep your man? Do you think the WAP is good enough to keep your man? Well, anybody want to comment? I know we don't got no females on this episode.
We tried, y'all. We tried. We really did.
We did try, but
I can hear the comments about toxic masculinity right now.
it's okay. Because it's good to have a male figure on this and have male perspective.
Yes.
Different male perspectives, too, because I'm sure we all going to probably end up being, you know.
We might have another episode with females on right now. It's good to have male perspective, and we can give the females their thing.
Due diligence. So, WAP. All right. So, what is WAP? Is it good enough to keep your man? What are we referring to? So there was a song released by Cardi B this year, titled WAP, featuring Megan Thee Stallion, whatever her name is. And it was a little controversial to say the least. You know what I mean? The song came out, and I guess there was some vulgar lyrics. And people kind of had a problem with it. People thought it was kind of a shame for them to release a song like that, or for them to be saying some of the stuff. I've heard the song only once. It's not all like that. You know what I mean? Some people have said we're in the era of ho-hop right now. You know what I mean? We're in the era of ho-hop, someone said. So, what do y'all think, just like Julian was saying, the song, what did you like about it? What didn't you like? And why did it cause so much controversy to begin with?
James, you want to go first?
Yeah, all right. So what I thought was, I mean, you know, I thought it was a good jump. I thought it was a good jump. Of course I would. But no, I think that the reason why it caused controversy is because everybody nowadays, like, has an opinion, is so strongly opinionated about everything. So, like, on the liberal side, they were like, yes, this is empowering, you know, female empowerment or whatever, you know, and all that. And on the conservative side, they're like, oh, this is terrible. Like, our children shouldn't be seeing this, and this is, like, what the left wants. And, like, everything's politicized. And to me, I'm like, bro, it's a song, bro. Like, why y'all making such a big deal out of a song? Like, like, it's entertainment at the end of the day. Like, you know, but
That's true, and it's kind of highly expected of these two young ladies to release a song.
And people who are outraged about it, y'all must have never seen the '90s, because I feel like the '90s was almost worse.
Really?
Yes, I mean you got little. What I mean worse is like if you think it's bad, you know. Now like you had Little Kim, Trina, like saying all type of like quote unquote nasty stuff. And I'm cool with it. You feel me? Like I think hip hop isn't supposed to be unfiltered anyway. You know, that's the whole purpose of it.
I didn't know it was unfiltered.
Yeah.
Well, that rant.
No, go ahead, man.
That ranchy music style is definitely not new. Like James is saying, it's definitely not new. We had it in the '90s with Lil' Kim. You know, Foxy Brown and all them.
Oh, I forgot about Foxy Brown.
They always rapping that ranchy stuff, you know. So, definitely ain't new. Now, here's the thing, though. When we have songs like this play on the radio, though, should we have it played in front of children?
Well, should you? I would rephrase the question to: should you let your children listen to the radio?
Okay.
Because I think yes. Because I mean, if you want to go technical, freedom of speech is something that we do in public. And when you listen to the radio, is public, right? It's not a private entity; it's a public entity. Mm-hmm. So you should be allowed to say whatever you want on the radio. Now, of course, they have laws about cursing and vulgar and stuff like that. But actually,
Why?
I forget who it was. Well, exactly. They shouldn't, because if it's a public space, it should be freedom of speech. And actually, a guy, they had said, he said some curse words that was against the guidelines on the radio, and they got fined, and they sued and took it all the way to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court's like, no, you can't fine them because it's protected under freedom of speech. You know, so, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not necessarily saying it would be the greatest idea to have people say whatever they want on the radio, like have people cuss or, you know, say whatever. But at the exact same time, it's like, technically, if you want to go by the law of the land, it's freedom of speech. So anything short of threatening somebody's life should be fair game. I mean, if you want to get technical, you know, but, you know, that goes down to how you interpret the Constitution and all that, you know. Yeah, you're not really here for that.
I mean, well, you know, certain songs on the radio in, like, the daytime is censored.
Mm-hmm. Listen, no, wait a minute. No, let's talk about this song, yo. This song, I think, actually got more attention than it probably should have. I was looking at, you know, I mean, I get on Twitter every once in a while. You know me, pray for a boy. But, you know, I mean, Black Twitter off about it. You know, I mean, other people, conservatives, liberals, everyone's talking about it. And I feel like there was somewhat of a hypocritical nature to this, where, like, we really got to look at a lot of other parts of hip-hop and other parts of popular music. There's a lot of stuff being said, y'all. It's a lot of stuff being said. Sadly, I just want to say that there are young girls and women over here looking up to people like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. And we really need to tell our kids, these aren't really the people you need to be looking up to. You know what I mean?
Say it again, Jerry, for the people in the back.
Now, I do think they got a freedom to make this music. You know what I mean? They got the freedom. You know what I mean? They do have the freedom, and they made it, and they made money off it.
Yes.
Right now, I think Cardi B is in a phase where she's trying to get some type of clout or hype right now. We know that an album is coming.
Of course it is.
Absolutely.
The divorce? WAP? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Something about that song shouldn't have been as controversial as it was, but for like weeks, like 2 weeks straight, people were talking about a song that literally could have came off of a Nicki Minaj album, 5-6 years ago?
That's the thing.
You know what I mean? I'm going to keep it a buck. You know what I mean? It could have came off of a Nicki album in 2012, and you know what I mean? What would we have been saying then?
See, here's the thing. I heard people say that in the song, they're rapping about stuff that people already do.
Yeah.
People already do. You know.
Yeah.
Do you think the controversy could be now? This might be playing a little too much into it, but do you think it could be because you have a dark-skinned, tall woman who's okay with showing her body, and you also have a Hispanic woman who's also hyperly sexualized anyway? So it's like, I'm just saying, because people didn't really criticize. Nicki Minaj is on the lighter skin side. People ain't really criticize her like they criticize Megan. I'm just saying, like.
Oh boy! I didn't think about it like that. I mean, I heard people say because they're females and they're rapping about this stuff that they're getting criticized, and the males don't get criticized when they rap about this stuff. I
seen somebody like I don't know if we got to keep it PG on here, but they were saying men always talk about. All right, we'll keep it PG today. Men always talk about. Women always talking about their P word, right? Mm-hmm. And then they made a compilation of rappers talking about P word for like a minute long, and it was all these male rappers. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. We're in an epidemic of vulgar language getting used on radio songs. These aren't like mixtapes and albums that you can. Go, to a back store, and get a mixtape like this. This stuff is really getting played on the radio. They try to do a little cleaning up, of the actual words, but man, people know what they're saying.
Man, all they do is bleep out the words.
Blank.
And
Blank.
sometimes
You know the context?
Sometimes on the radio, they don't even bleep it out all the time.
Yeah, depending on the word. Like, I think it's all right to say the B word on the radio now. I'm pretty sure.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Have we gotten there? Have we gotten there?
Yeah.
Wow. World of Controversy Podcast, Episode 5. We're here. I'm Germ Griffin. This is Julian Robinson. We got a good guest today. We got the brother James in the house. Rob, what you got to say?
Man, with this whole WAP, right? But would you say with the song WAP, is it good enough to keep your man?
As in,
it's good enough to keep your man. So how about this? If a woman comes to you, right? We're men in here.
Okay.
And all she has to offer is that WAP. She said, "Baby, I got that WAP for you. I got that WAP for you." Is that good enough for you?
I mean, it depends on the man in the relationship. Well, Jeremy, did you want to answer? Because I don't want to. I think it depends on the man in the relationship, because some women, all they need from a guy is money. And if they have money, you know what I'm saying? Like, so would you say, like, money sustains a relationship? Yeah, I think it depends on the person, so.
Okay, let me be clear. Women have been using sex as a leverage point for years.
Yeah.
Years.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be very clear about this. Everyone in here is a heterosexual male, I'm assuming. So we all know how this thing go. Sex is used as a leverage point in male-female power dynamics, and this is not new. What's new is actually how clear it's being spoken of on radio and on these songs, because I think you were making a big point about this woman in the song saying something about she don't have to cook and clean and still got married.
Yeah.
Well, what do you have to offer? And I'm not coming at her specifically. I actually don't hate Cardi. I'm just trying to figure out if a woman were to come up to here and come up to me and she thought I was high value enough for her to be interested in marrying me. I'm not gonna cook or clean, but we can have sex. We can,
Yeah, she said she got that WAP for you, baby.
So is it worth it? You know what I mean? So come on, James, man. Some of these cats know how to do tricks out here. You know what I mean? So I'm confused.
Okay, so
she's an old stripper girl, right?
I would say, look, this is a little off topic, but this is just a PSA before I respond. If you're dependent on a woman to cook for you and clean for you, you might as well give up, bro. You better learn how to whip. You better learn how to whip that joint up. You feel me? Like,
all right, yeah.
I know single men, they be eating ramen and stuff all the time. I'm like, yo, what's up with you, bro? You better learn how to cook a meal.
Oh man.
Yo, what's wrong with the ramen though?
I mean,
you can switch it up a little bit. You know, add stuff to it.
I know that WAP ain't good enough for you then, man.
You gonna eat the ramen?
You're right.
They said certified ramen 7 days a week.
Oh, man.
Put some chicken in there, John.
Ooh, the irony of that, because wasn't the cover art the bad and bougie, like the girl eating the ramen? That was before Offset got with Cardi. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I'm dead.
But I'm gonna try and answer the question.
Yeah, go ahead.
My bad. But yeah, I was just talking about that with somebody the other day. So I think the whole idea of women cooking and cleaning and men getting their money like doesn't really exist. I mean, yeah, there are some women who are stay-at-home moms and there are some men who work, but in our economy today, everybody pretty much works. Even if somebody works part-time, you know, which women are more likely to work part-time than men, but that's still like 25 hours a week. So I think there's nothing wrong with having somebody cook for you or whatever, but I think, like, come on, realistically, none of us in this room is probably going to have that. Like, the way relationships and marriage and even the economy is structured today, everybody's working because, you know, it's so expensive to just maintain, like, a regular lifestyle. But, honestly, I think that whatever type of woman you want to be is fine. Like, if you want to be a housewife, go ahead. If you want to work 3 jobs, that's cool. And guys, if you want a woman who's a housewife, find a woman like that. And if you want a woman who works 3 jobs, which I do, because I like somebody who's ambitious, then you find that, you know. It all depends on what you want, I think. But I don't know. I don't think most people are even in like traditional relationships, like how our grandparents were. You know, the man worked 1 job and pay. I don't know. I don't think it's relevant as much as it was, say, 100 years ago.
I mean, we are in a different, like, era than back then. At the same time, I mean, you don't want a woman that can't do nothing, though.
What do you mean by nothing?
A woman, all right, she can't clean, she can't cook.
I can cook, though.
She can't, she's not ambitious. All she got to offer is that WAP, and that's what most of these women are talking about since that song came out. You know, I got that WAP.
But aren't there men who are doing the same thing? As some men, all they have to offer is and that's it. They can't keep a job.
All
they
right.
can't do.
And how about this? If that's all you got to offer, you know that, sex.
Yeah.
All that fades out.
Oh yeah, of course.
So if all you got to offer is that WAP, if all you got to offer is that good,
you know what I'm saying?
That good D, but man, all you got to offer is that good D, the woman's going to get tired of him.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know.
I mean, to build a good relationship, y'all got to have stuff in common. Y'all got to do stuff together. Y'all got to be open to
No, absolutely.
stuff.
But I think just because a woman says, all right, I got that WAP, doesn't mean she necessarily has nothing to offer. And I think that's the distinction. Like Cardi B, she has a lot to offer. She's worth like $30 million.
I mean, I can say Cardi B do got stuff to offer. I mean, she is a famous celebrity.
For sure.
But a lot of these girls are not celebrity where they can say, I don't cook, I don't clean.
I mean, to me, why should you cook and clean, though? You should, everybody should be cleaning up after themselves, first of all. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause I know I wouldn't want to live with somebody who's dependent on me to clean stuff. I mean, that's just me. Look,
I'm not saying we are dependent on the woman to cook and clean, but they got to do something. We don't want a woman that's a slob. Well, it's a woman don't want a man that's a slob.
That's a slob, exactly, yeah. I just don't see, I don't see what the purpose is of having these traditional roles in relationships. I don't see the purpose. Besides, raising children, obviously, okay, you need the mother for certain things and the father for certain things. Although you can be raised by one, it's better, scientifically speaking, to have both. But other than child rearing, I don't really see, a purpose for tradition in relationships, except for just we like to do it.
Come here. So my thing is this. Maybe Julian's concern is that this is somehow some type of weird agenda to get women to say that sex is really all you have to do to get a man.
I mean, it kind of is.
Wow. I mean, is that where our society's at, where the art form of music is really producing messages like that, where, you know what I mean?
Well, I think music produces whatever message the artist wants to produce, so it's different
But
artists.
why would she want that?
I think.
Why would she want that message to be out there?
Yeah.
It wasn't just sex that got her Offset. I want to be clear. I don't think it was.
No, of course not. But then again, at the same time, what are relationships really based around? Besides sex, what do you get in a relationship that you can't get from a normal friendship?
Economic stuff.
Well, economic.
Building together.
Economic. But besides economic security and sex, though, what do you really get out of a relationship?
You get building. You're building each other up. You're building a lifelong commitment together.
Yeah.
You're actually coming together as like
one flesh.
One flesh. Yes, one flesh.
But I know me and James. No, wait a minute. Let me be clear. I know James, you know what I mean? Some people in here are more Christian than others, so let me be clear, you know what I mean? As for me, I do understand that marriage is a covenant between a male, a female, and God. Okay? Now, let's talk about it. Let's get the Christian stuff out of here just for the sake of the argument, because I know not everyone believes the Bible, and I understand that. I love God. I believe the Bible. So let's really talk about what marriage is. Marriage is a covenant between two people in the state.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Okay,
No,
so
not.
let's be clear.
Mm-hmm.
When these two people got married, Cardi B, Offset, whoever got married, what you're saying is that we're going to make a legal statement that we are going to be one entity to a certain extent. The state going to see us as a married couple legally.
Yeah.
You have become single to legally married. So my thing is to get one individual to get another individual to get into that legal marriage. What do I have to offer you? What do you have to offer me? And it's not always a charity case, and it's not always love. Sometimes it is economics. Sometimes it is sex.
But see,
sometimes it's sex.
But see, that's the thing. A lot of time it is sex, and that's bad because you're making, like, I'm saying, like, a lot of people get married, like, they're having great sex, all right, let's get married. And it's like you're making a business decision off of an emotion, which is never a good thing to do. If you look at Jay-Z and Beyonce, I'm not saying they're not in love, but they made that decision because they knew they could get more money together.
Man, they ain't in love. That's the fakest love ever.
I ain't gonna say
but actually that's kind of more to his point, because that was a business transaction. Yeah. Like, listen, you help me, I help you. Remember back when Crazy in Love came out?
And they were dating for like 10 years. It's not like they weren't together and then they were like, oh, let's get married. They were already cool with each other. Marriage is just like the next step in
love.
And now they are the Black Power couple. I want to say something.
Ain't my Black Power couple. I'm sorry.
They are the Black Power couple.
No.
Whether you want to admit it or not.
Yeah, exactly. Whether you like them or not.
I'm still upset.
The most famous Black couples is Barack and Michelle, and then it's Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Right.
That's it.
Barack and Michelle is my Black Power couple. Barack and Michelle, they over Jay-Z and Beyonce.
But by the same token, who's worth more, though? Definitely Jay-Z and Beyonce is worth way more than Barack and Michelle. Yeah. Jay-Z's a billionaire. Obama's not a billionaire.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going to go. Hold on. I want to talk about something really quick. I want to really talk about something, and I know you want to get onto the divorce part of this whole thing too.
Yeah, we're about to
I want to say something because it just hit me. I remember way back when they first got married. You know what I mean? And there was some weird stuff with that. They got engaged after they got married. Interesting. I think the whole thing was some economic stuff to make sure they got some bread out of this whole thing. Some people are saying that Offset owns Cardi B. That brand she has really got built under the time they were married. Oh, man, someone getting buzzed. You know what I mean? You got to read the text out loud if they text you while we're doing the podcast.
Oh, man.
No.
That's the rule.
Don't read the text.
Turning my data off now.
No.
Oh,
Don't read the text,
my man out of data. Dang. My man out of data for the month. But no. So her brand could be worth over $100 million over time, and that will have to split with Offset. So if she does get divorced, and they're talking about divorce, and she's gonna have to split her bread with Offset. I mean, she was a brand, but over the course of the 3 years they were married, her brand was really built, and she gonna have to split that, dog. So what are we thinking here? I mean, is Cardi the one losing in this situation?
Wow.
I mean, I don't know, because do they live in California or do they live in New York? If they live
New York. This is New York.
They live in New York. Okay, well then never mind. All right, so yeah, I keep it. Offset might come away with the W, but I mean he is worth like $2 million more than her at this time. I don't know how they're gonna, at least according to Forbes, like I don't know how they're gonna take all that into consideration. But
right.
My personal opinion is like everybody should just walk away with what they had before. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, if you build a business, me and my wife started a bakery, then yeah, obviously you gotta split the bakery. But I think like splitting personal assets, like if I work at Sears and you work here, my Sears money should be mine and your work money should be yours. To me, that's how I look at it ideally. But that's what prenups is for. But that's another conversation.
I don't know, man. Okay, go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know what to say about that part right there.
I mean, I don't know.
If he owns her brand, well, he's getting more out of the divorce than she is.
Oh, but she did file for the kid.
She filed for the kid. Nah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I heard about that too.
That was the first.
So she might get the kid.
She might get.
She might get some child support.
Yeah, she might.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. I think their whole relationship is very interesting.
I do too.
Because they do seem to genuinely care about each other.
Right.
But then again, on the flip side, it's like, what is that? Charger. On the flip side, I know the relationship was like set up by. I just keep taking L's today,
bro. Yo, my man James trying to break the studio.
No, it was my portable charger fell out of my pocket.
It's always something with you, James.
I don't know why y'all had me around.
James trying to get us kicked out. Listen, World of Controversy Podcast, Episode 5. I'm Germ Griffin. We got Jay Wizzle on the track. And, of course, we got A&R Jay. Check out his latest project.
Yes.
Do Not Dream. Do Not Dream is out right now. I'm excited. Everything's great. And we're talking about Cardi B, Offset, and WAP. Rob?
Okay, so let's go with this. Now, everybody was hyped about this WAP, but you know what happened with the two girls that made it? One boyfriend shot her, the other one is getting divorced. Ooh, we all ain't get into that.
This Megan thing. We gotta talk about this.
But hey, y'all want to talk about that? Y'all got the WAP. Then got the WAP got them two. So, it ain't good enough to keep your man, obviously.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, man.
Yo, I'm about to get canceled out here. You about to get Rob out here about to get canceled.
How many girls got that WAP?
First off, there's a lot of women out here with that WAP.
There's a lot of women out here with that WAP. Okay? Now, here's my thing.
Okay, go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. You can't just offer just that WAP in a relationship.
First off, what we're looking at is a lot of women out here today finessing a bag through sex.
But that's how.
Let's keep it.
But what is marriage? Marriage is nothing.
No,
James.
James.
Marriage is more than just sex.
Hold up. Let me tell you something. Cardi B actually had a kid while they were married, which is something a lot of these North Philly baby mamas or whoever out here right now. We got a baby mama deadbeat dad crisis, and it's due to this power dynamic where women and men, really it's the women, I'm going to keep it a buck, are trying to finesse a bag out of these fellas.
I disagree.
And they're having kids.
No,
and then the guys.
He's speaking facts
and then,
right now.
Wait, and then the guys don't have enough flipping responsibility or just, don't have enough something in them, character to actually stay with the girl. You know what I mean? Now that she got the kid. So we got a lot of brokenness in our community.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I do agree with that. Like, there are people not taking responsibility, and there are some people just trying to get a buck. But actually, like, if you look at statistically, actually, I know they talk about, like, young people, pregnancy and stuff. It's actually going down, not up, actually. Like, there is a problem, I think, of people not co-parenting together and not being responsible, but I mean, to me, it's all based around money, right? Because we live in a capitalist society. Marriage is nothing but marriage is a way to get a bag. As a woman, what do? You find a man who makes more money than you.
Yeah, but the marriage thing, I'm not as mad about because it is a marriage. I want to talk about before marriage. We're having a weird financial takeover. We have a weird broken financial deals between black people, black men and black women trying to finesse each other, end up with children, and not in a two-parent home. That's what's really going on. Let's keep it $2.
Okay, we have a broken family. The black people, black community, mainly have the broken family system. We are a part of that. The system has put us against each other.
I mean, it's not just blacks though. Latinos have broken families.
But mainly black people though.
Well, yeah, of course, because the poorer you are, the more broken your family's. But that's just like everything else. The poorer you are, the more crime you have and stuff. But it's like, I don't really know what you can do to fix it other than give people more opportunities to be wealthier. That's
right. And it's definitely got something to do with wealth. If you're rich, if all of us was rich right now, and we were women, let me be clear. If we were all rich women right now, we wouldn't really have to go out here trying to finesse something out of a guy using just our body, sex. I feel like the lower you are on the wealth scale, the more you're trying to figure out how I can move up, meaning that I'm more desperate. I'm more desperate to use either my body, either something to get either some type of financial contract, that being marriage, or that being a sustainable home, a sustainable guy. Am I wrong? Like, you know what I mean?
No, but that's what marriage is based off of. The whole reason why you have marriage in the first place is because women, back in the day could not work and couldn't sustain themselves, so they needed to find a man to do it. And men, they needed to have sex. So it's like, that's how marriage has worked for thousands of years. What we have now is a system where you don't necessarily need marriage to get that done. And it's kind of good because back in the day, if your husband left you, you were just screwed. You know what I mean? But at the same token, it's like it does create new problems,
Right.
As far as like how you're gonna raise the family dynamics and stuff.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, look, I'm gonna say this.
Go on, bro.
All right. So, back to the Christian thing, right?
Okay.
Uh-oh.
We know, James, you're not a Christian. You used to be at one time, but you're not a Christian no more. We get it. But
another episode.
For our audience, me and Germ, we're Christian. We come from Christian backgrounds. Now, here's the thing. The Bible says divorce is wrong. I do know that, right?
What?
The Bible says divorce is wrong.
It doesn't say. Well, it doesn't say it's wrong. It says that God dislikes divorce, and it says if you get divorced, to not get married the second time.
It says it is wrong. Now, the only way for a divorce is if your spouse cheated.
Infidelity, correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way the Lord will allow a divorce.
That's the only way.
Through the Christian tradition, correct.
That's the only way. See, the world got it as if divorce is common. Oh, you got some people say, oh, I've been divorced. I've been married and divorced 5 times, 7 times. Like, it's good.
Yeah, we've normalized divorce. That's what you're saying.
See, yes, we normalize it. And it's like this, especially in the Christian community. The Christian community. We should not be normalizing divorce.
Well, I mean, I agree with you for the most part, but I mean, the Bible, I will say, like, when I learned in theology school was like, well, studying theology in school, the Bible doesn't actually say you can't get a divorce. The Bible did allow for divorce. Actually, if you look at Exodus, God did not want divorce, he said, but, you know, because the way the people were, God did allow for divorce. And actually, you can look that up in Exodus. That's through, like, Moses. You know, but when you get divorced, though, Paul says, you know, don't get a divorce. But if you do get a divorce, remain single, you know, follow the Lord, you know, remain faithful to him. So it doesn't necessarily directly say you can't get a divorce.
Okay,
So
I'm about to give you,
from a theological
I'm about to
standpoint.
give you Jesus' word, though.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
This is Matthew 5,
Uh-oh.
chapter 31 and 32. It was also said, whoever divorces his wife, let him give her a certificate of divorce. But I say to you that everyone who's divorced his wife, except on the ground of sexual immorality,
Right.
makes her commit adultery. And whoever marries a divorced woman commits adultery.
Dang.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you did not divorce on that level of sexual immorality, this is Jesus' word,
Right.
then you are committing adultery if you divorce your wife, and if your wife gets married, or if you marry another woman, y'all are committing adultery then.
Okay. Yeah. No, and I agree. That is true. I just wanted to point out that there was acceptable causes for divorce, and the Bible doesn't necessarily say you can't get a divorce. It's just about the stipulations under which you get it.
Yes.
You know?
Now,
So.
the Bible says for remarriage is if the person cheated, you can get divorced. That's fine. Now, or if your spouse passes away.
You can be married.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's true. That's true.
And now, what we got in the world is people getting married, and then they be like, oh, I'm not in love with my spouse no more.
Yeah.
So y'all falling out of love.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this. For long-term relationships, you know, I ain't have like too many I didn't really have like the real long relationships, so I can't really speak. But, you know.
This guy.
I always do this little thing, you know.
Go ahead,
But
Julian.
here's the thing, you know, when you in a marriage, right, you're going to have your good times, you're going to have your bad times, see, for better or worse. Now, you're going to have your dry moments where things are going to be boring. See, that's always in a relationship. It's going to be some dry moments. Am I right, my fellas?
That's correct.
You're right.
So, one thing, like New Edition, can y'all stand the rain? You have to last through them dry moments, though.
Yeah.
But I will also say, though, on the flip side, some people can't.
Some people can't.
So it's like, just speaking from a practical standpoint, is it better for your parents to get divorced and you to be in a peaceful house, or your parents to be fighting each other all the time? And the kid, like, psychologically, it's actually better for the child. They've done studies to have a divorce if the parents can't get along and they're constantly fighting. They did a study on children, and those children did better. So I can understand, like, if you have quote-unquote irreconcilable differences, sometimes it might be better from a mental perspective to get a divorce as opposed to try to force something to work that's just clearly not working, you know. So I can see why I can understand why people would get a divorce.
Well, this is why it's important to choose your spouse wisely. And like you were saying when you was on the phone, isn't it better to start off as friends first? I mean,
yeah, no, absolutely.
You should marry like your friend, right? Your best friend. Like y'all really close buddies. Y'all build that relationship, and you guys are.
No, for sure. Like, if you would get married, I would want it to be to a person who I knew very well.
Yes,
Right,
of course.
right.
Yeah.
instead of just somebody for like a social appeal,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a lot of people doing, or just because you're having good sex. I mean, all that fades out.
Absolutely. And just you, both of y'all want to get married, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Okay. Yeah. I figured. You know, I mean, I figured. But
Yeah.
I'm on the fence, man. I don't know, man. Listen.
Everyone here is single. Say no.
267.
No.
Hey. Beyonce said, if you like it, put a ring on it. So I find that girl, I'm putting that ring on it.
Okay. All right. There you go, man.
I already know.
You already know too, man.
But single ladies, make sure y'all put your hands up. Boy, single right here.
Oh man.
Look, if you look, all I'm gonna say is when it comes to proposals, like the guy proposes, but if I told my friend if a woman ever proposed to me, don't give me no ring. I want like a bust down choker chain.
Oh.
BBS diamonds, you know what I'm saying?
I want the bust down watch, man.
Right,
What's up, man?
yeah, protect my wrist, you feel me? Because if you say she proposed to me, what? She was supposed to, wait a minute. Like, show that, John.
Yeah. Got him, Iris? Oh, man. Thank you for the scripture, though, man. That's a word, man.
I had to.
He put the scripture up there, man.
I had to.
Okay, bro.
He pulled out the book.
He pulled out the book. God is good. Yeah, I just think, talking back to the Cardi B Offset thing, I just feel like a lot of their marriage really was economically based. I feel like the whole thing with them getting married in like a bedroom, they got married in a bedroom.
Yeah, they did.
A month before he engaged, there was only two people there, some woman minister and her cousin, Cardi's cousin. I think it's some demonic activity. Again, this is for a different episode.
Wait, don't forget though, his publicist set him up on a date with her.
No, check that out. I didn't know that.
No, a lot of these weddings from the industry is fake.
Well, I wouldn't say they're fake. They're financially convenient.
Yes.
You know, but it's really no different than us. Like if I'm making $50,000 a year and a woman's making $30,000, and we can come together and have $80,000, then of course, like why not?
Oh yeah. But we don't make money off of us being married. Like we're not advertising us being married. That's what I want to say.
Well, no,
Whereas this was literally them making a whole show out of their relationship.
But you do get tax incentives, and you do get to save money that you otherwise wouldn't get to save. So,
you're right.
Like from a financial standpoint, that's still income or like a net positive. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
And when you go to get loans, if one person has better credit than the others, you're more likely to get approved.
Right.
So you can potentially make money off of marriage, just not in the same way as celebrities.
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you, A&R Jay. Thank you, Germ. My folks,
Appreciate y'all.
This has been an interesting episode.
Yes.
This has been an interesting episode. I hope people got something out of this. As we pointed out, that WAP ain't just, it ain't good enough just to have the WAP. You gotta have more quality. And hopefully we get people to know that the verse is wrong. But unless the person cheated. But yeah.
James Horn, A&R Jay, an old friend of mine.
Yes,
Is
sir.
there anything you would like to promote, let the people know about before we close it out?
Yes, so my EP, Do Not Dream, is out on all platforms. And actually, you can get the link in my bio if you follow me on Instagram. It's ANRJAY1K. That's ANRJAY, the number 1 and the letter K. You feel me? Follow me on Instagram. The project is out now. Do Not Dream EP. Feel me? So.
Do Not Dream EP. I'm your brother, Germ.Griffin. You can follow me at Germ.Griffin and at GermTwix on Twitter.
Yes, sir.
This is your boy, J-Rob. You can follow me at JWizzle_ on Instagram. And you can find me, Julian Robinson, on Facebook. Look, it's been good, everybody. So we're going to see y'all next time. with another interesting topic.
Appreciate y'all for having me.